Welcome to the Animal Asana series, where in each video we look in detail at the asana, the posture, the pose of the animal you are imitating. And today we meet with Ustrasana, the camel. This position is an energy generator. It is a backward bend. Do not practice this posture if you have high or low blood pressure, if you suffer from insomnia or migraines, or any serious lower back or neck injury. This pose is therapeutic toward respiratory ailments because it opens your chest and your lungs. It also helps with mild backache and fatigue. It can also assist with any menstrual discomfort or anxiety. Camel pose stretches the entire front of the body, the ankles, the thighs, the groins, abdomen, chest and throat. It stretches deep hip flexors, the psoas. It strengthens back muscles, improves posture and stimulates the organs of the abdomen and neck. You can use blocks as working tools for this pose. So if you have blocks, then have them ready. You can use thick books if you don't have these actual yoga blocks. You could also practice this position against a wall, having the wall in front of you, supporting your thighs. All will become clear as we practice Ustrasana, camel posture. Let's bring ourselves into an upright kneeling position. Have your blocks handy and place them either side of your feet. Have your knees hip width apart and your feet hip width apart. Take the time to make the connection with your flow of breath, extending through the inhalation and exhalation, making them longer and deeper. For long, deep breathing allows the mind to become calm. It relaxes the whole of the body, which stimulates the ability to soften and release. Let's place the hands on the hips. Up here is in the waist, so be sure to drop your hands down to hip level. Have your thumbs pressing on the innominate bone, which is the upper part of the pelvic girdle. You will use gentle pressure of the thumbs to push the hips forward as we make the backward flexion. This simple back bend allows the shoulders to become mobile and to open the chest. Let's think about creating space as we breathe in, especially pulling the pubis up towards the navel to the breastbone, lifting the tailbone up towards the lower back, lifting the flesh around the kidneys up towards the ribs. We have this sense of elevation, this rising energy traveling upward. If as you go into the back bend you feel any pinching, it means that you have compressed the vertebra of the spine and the intervertebral discs have become trapped. So you need to fully engage the whole of the spine to assist with a nice supple bend backwards. You want to avoid overworking the already supple parts of your spine and look deeper into the areas that seem stiff. So we take a breath in, and as we exhale, we use gentle pressure with the thumbs, pushing our thighs and our hips toward the wall in front of us. If you like to practice with the wall directly in front of you, then do so. Rise up through the trunk of the body, and as you exhale, allow the elbows to drop downward. Dome the chest and the heart space up towards the ceiling. Lift the lower back up towards the ribs. Have the head and neck a natural extension of the spine, so you're continually having this elevated feeling, this sensation, and if it feels comfortable to do so, you can then drop the head and neck back, open at the front of the throat. And as you breathe in to restack the bones of the spine and bring the shoulders over the hips, ensure that you pull the stomach in to lend support. So having the hands on the hips and making that backward flexion is the basic level of Ustrasana. If you want to go further, that's when you can use the blocks. And then there's a couple more stages thereafter. Let's use the blocks first. So we'll begin again, hands on hips, creating space, rising up from the knees all the way to the groins and the area of the pelvis, and then lifting internally and externally too. You can tell the flesh to rise upwards to create space. As you let go of the breath, use gentle pressure with the thumbs to push the hips and the thighs forward. Avoid crushing down in the spine. Rise up. Think of lifting your tailbone upwards. And keep this sense of stretch and elevation continuing. And then gently bring the hands to reach round and rest on the blocks. Keep pushing the hips and thighs forward, opening out in the front of the chest and dropping the head and neck back only when it feels comfortable to do so. And then pulling the stomach in to give support as you return to your upright kneeling position. Take a moment to bring the buttocks down to the heels of the feet. Do not lose that backward flexion you have gained. Simply take a moment to reconnect with the breath. So those first two levels are what you can continue to practice at as you find greater flexibility within the spine. And when you feel ready to do so, you can move to the next stage. So breathe in and rise to an upright kneeling position. Check the knees are still hip width apart and the feet are hip width apart. Turn the toes under. Take these moments to observe the self. You might like to close the eyes to make a truer connection with the skeletal frame. For this position requires you to have a deep knowledge of your alignment so that you know exactly how to rotate, bend, and move through the posture. We're already thinking of creating space with every inhalation, rising up. We'll then take that further breath in to lead our left hand forward, rotate it up, circle it, and bring it round to connect with the heel of the right foot. So now you have this tendency to sway over to the left, for your left shoulder has dropped down. So let's think about picking the left side up, drawing the left side of the chest back up toward the ceiling as we breathe in and reach the right hand forward, rise it up, circle it to bring it to meet the right heel of foot. Keep lifting pubis to navel. Lift the flesh on the sides of the body. Elevate up through the spinal cord, and when you feel comfortable to do so, you can rest the head and neck back. Open out in the throat area. Breathe. And then we'll place the right hand on the left hip, the left hand on the left hip, pull the belly button in, rise up through the spine as you return to your upright kneeling position. The fullest stage of Ustrasana is to have the front of the feet flat on the mat. So you only go to this position once you feel you have developed greater flexibility in your spine by practicing the 3 previous stages. Press the shins down and stretch the feet back. Breathe in, reach the right arm forward, rise it up and circle it to bring it down to meet with the heel of the right foot. Open out the right shoulder and rotate the inner right elbow outwards. Then lift the right side of the trunk of the body so it begins to rise up toward the ceiling. As you breathe in, stretch the left arm forward and circle it up and over to meet with the heel of the left foot. Keep pushing the thighs and the hips forward. Lift internally, pubis to navel. Drop the head and neck back when you feel comfortable to do so. Unclench your teeth and breathe. Then place the left hand on the left hip, the right hand on the right hip. Pull the tummy in as you breathe in to restack the bones of the spine, to bring yourself to upright kneeling position. And then gently bring the knees together. Lower the buttocks to the heels of the feet. Place the palms of hands one on top of each other, pointer thumbs touching. Close the eyes and draw the chin down toward the chest. Take time to contemplate and reflect and to imbibe all nutrients of the position of the camel. Release the hands, a breath in, stretch up through the torso, and then extend the body forward to bring the forehead down to the mat
Allow the arms to travel alongside the body, the fingers travelling in the same direction as the toes. Dormouse or pose of a child. Release and let go of all muscles in the back. Allow an opening across the upper shoulders. And then bring the hands beside your knees. Pull the stomach in as you restack your spinal cord and bring yourself to return to a cross-legged position, hands on knees, a breath in and draw up through the torso, engaging those stomach muscles to create the support system for the spine. Observe how you feel internally and externally. The great new generator of energy moving, distributing inside of you. Ustrasana, the camel.